Good afternoon and welcome back. Late afternoon. Welcome back to another video here from the Off-Grid Garage in sunny hot Australia. Here, I want to show you something. Today, the first time we have generated 15 kilowatt hours with our off-grid system here on Andy's Garage. 4.1 kilowatt peak. But the hours the sun is shining are extending every day. And I could recharge the battery from only 15% this morning to 91% this afternoon. The pool pump was running on an extension cable the whole afternoon. And I'm charging the Tesla from the battery now as well. Top it up a little bit. Maybe bring the battery down to 30% or so. And then we've got enough capacity free for tomorrow to recharge it with another 15 kilowatt hours. Insane. I'm very happy with that, really. Remember, in wintertime I had only 2 kilowatt hours, but now 15. And we are still in spring. It is not even summer here yet. Alright, as you can see, I've got the SPAT t-shirt on because I will calibrate one right after this video here. We had 32 degrees outside today and about 55 amps. But in tonight's video we want to talk a very last time about the JK BMS. Many comments were under my videos about the JK BMS saying, well, it is a shame they're not making one for 4S or 8S configurations, right? Because this BMS can only handle batteries from 15... Please, I can't remember. Yep, that's correct. I just looked it up. They are 14 to 24S batteries. So I thought in tonight's video I will show you how to connect this 14 to 24S BMS to a 12 volt battery. And we can also try with a 24 volt battery if you like. Should be exactly the same method. Here in our BMS we can see we've got battery number 1 to battery number 16 connected. Well, because I told the BMS we have a 16S battery here. So I was curious to see what happens if I tell the BMS I have only a 4-cell battery here. And we click OK, we don't get any error. No smoke is coming out of the BMS. And let's go back into our status and voila! We can see we are monitoring only the first 4 batteries now, the first 4 cells. But the BMS is still running. So the question is, why is it still running? This is because our very last red wire here, the B+ one, if we follow this up a little bit, yeah, this one goes to the most positive terminal here of our battery. So this is still connected to our 48 volt battery. Our black cable here, the negative, is connected to our most negative, and the B+ is still connected to our most positive. So the BMS still gets 48 volt. Obviously with the 4S system we don't have any 48 volt anymore to supply the BMS with this power. But hey, there's help, right? There's help. This is a little DC boost converter which we can connect to our 12 volt system, and it boosts the voltage on the other side to 48 volt. So I have now connected our power supply to this booster, and we set this one up to roughly just 11 volts, 11.5. And here on this little boost converter we can see we've got 2 potentiometers here. Yeah, there, you can, no, you can't see it. Hang on. There you can see it now. Next to the cooler it says CV, this is constant voltage. And guess what is on the other side? CC, constant current, right? So we can set this both up. Okay, let's measure quickly the output of this booster here. Oh, we've got already 49 volts. That is perfect. Okay, we can leave it as it is. So we have a incoming voltage of 11.5. And it boosts this voltage up to 49 volts. Perfect. This is all we need. And if you are concerned how much power this booster takes without any load connected to it, at the moment it is 32 milliamps. This is actually quite a lot. We haven't even connected anything to it. Okay, let's keep this in mind. And here I show you a screenshot from a PDF document which my good old friend Johan from Sweden has sent me a while back. This actually shows exactly how we have to connect the booster to make this BMS work with a 4S battery configuration. Alright, people of the internet, I have now connected the JK BMS to a 4S battery. Got cell number 1 to cell number 4. This is all we have. Okay, let me walk you through. This is our most negative point of the battery here, which is our B- and the black wire of our balance leads. This is the wider connector of our balance leads, and you can see I have only connected these 4 cables here. Well, 4 red ones and 1 black one, and all the other ones are not needed. This is all what we don't need because we have only a 4S battery there. And then, as always, black is our most negative one. First red one, positive cell number 1. Second red one, positive cell number 2. Third red one, positive cell number 3. And the fourth red one is positive cell number 4. This is all we need from this connector. All right, let's have a look at the other one. So this is the other connector from cell, what is it, B15, I think. Yeah, B15 to B24. We don't need any of these balance leads at all, nothing. Apart from one, which is our B+. Yeah, and usually B+ of our balance leads goes to the most positive part of our battery, only if we have a 14S up to 24S battery. Then we have enough voltage to supply the BMS directly from the battery pack. But in this case we don't have that. We have only a 13.5 volts or something, what it is now, and this is not enough to power the BMS. So what I have done now is I have connected this B+ not to the positive of our battery, but to the positive output of our boost converter. And I will show you something here. If I set my multimeter to resistance and I turn on the beeper, we can measure the negative incoming and the negative outgoing. The negative incoming here is the same as the negative outgoing. They are connected straight on the PCB here. So we don't need to connect the output negative here anymore. This is the same as this one anyway. So we have an 11 volt input on this side here, and then a 48 volt output on this side, which is this wire here. So the only thing we need to do now is connect this positive here to our battery positive. And we connect the negative for our boost converter to the battery negative. There we go, a little bit of sparking because there are capacitors on here. And now our boost converter is already working and supplying 48 volt on the output. Here we go to the negative of our battery and the positive output on the other side. And we should have exactly the 48 volt we had before when we tested this with our power supply. So the boost converter now gets its 12 volt on the input, same as before with the power supply, just from our battery, but supplies now 48 volt on this single cable here, which is our B+ here, which is our B+ of the balance lead connector. There, B+, that's the one. So we have not connected any of these cables here apart from B-, B1, 2, 3, 4 as per our 4S configuration, and everything from B5 to B24 is not connected at all. I've got all the wires here. Come on, you bloody camera. Total reflection here. Okay, as always, before we connect the balance lead the first time to a BMS, we should measure and check if we have connected everything correctly. Otherwise, your BMS goes up in smoke. So we put the black probe on the negative, on the black wire here of our balance lead connector, and then the first red one should show us the voltage of the first cell, 3.39, and the second one should show us the first one plus the second one in a row, 6.8, and now the first 3 batteries 10, and here number 4 should give us the voltage of the full pack. And then if I go one further, there should be nothing anymore because all these balance leads are not connected anymore. Here there's nothing. All right, I'll leave my negative probe here on this connector because we need to measure the other connector as well. Of course, there's nothing on all these cables apart from the last one, which is our B+. And we should measure now here the boost voltage of 48 volts. There it is, 48.7 volts. Yeah, and this is necessary to power the BMS. Then let me clean this all up a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to plug in our first connector. B- is the black wire here. Goes into B- here on the BMS. Just double checking. And there will be nothing happening because we've got only 4 cells connected. But there's nothing on B+ so far. All right, here comes the big test now. I hope I don't fuck this up here and our BMS goes up in smoke. All these ones here again are not connected. This is our B+, which goes to our boost converter. And I'll plug this one in and hopefully that's good. It does nothing. Here's the whole setup again. Our first 5 wires here goes to the battery, and B+ goes to our boost controller. Of course, nothing happens because we need to start the BMS, right? So we turn on our charger. We connect the positive to our battery positive here, and the negative, what voltage do we have? 13.6, this is fine. I'm not sure if I can connect only one of them. So, and this negative goes here onto our charger side P- of the BMS. Okay, and now we have just to increase the voltage a bit to start our BMS. So probably to 16, 17 volts. And then the BMS should beep and start. I know it's flickering. There we go. There we go. And now I can totally disconnect the charger again. I can totally turn it off again. Nice. It works, guys. It works. With the boost controller in between and a 4S configuration, we have started the 48 volt BMS. Okay, let's see if we can. There it is. It shows up. Scan, connect. We have cell number 1, 2, 3, 4 showing up under the status here. That is cool. We go into the settings, enter our password. Yeah, it is still showing this cell count number 4. This is what I had set before when we had still the big battery connected to it. So it had just took this over. The capacity I need to change to 5.4 ampere hours. Okay, all the other settings should just work. Okay, let's increase the voltage on the power supply and see if we can start the charging process here. Oh yeah, here we go, 2 amps. Okay, we are now charging. We are charging, guys. We are charging a 4S battery. How good is that? And you can see the balancing has kicked in as well. But we are balancing with 2 amps, which is probably a bit too much for these cells here. So we go into settings, balance current 2 amps. I set this to 0.5 amp. Okay, there we go. Yep, see the balance current up there, 0.5 amp only for these Palo 5.4 ampere hour cells. And there we go, it is balancing and it's charging. We're going to control and turn off charging. Yep, charging has now turned off. Turn charging back on. And there we have current going into the battery. Battery is almost at 3.55 volts. I have top balanced these cells already for our next test with the DALI BMS. So we are still at 11 millivolt deviation now across the pack. Well, I don't think the balancing will work correctly. We're coming down now because I have only hand tightened these connections here in between the cells now. They might be a little bit loose. That's why we can see the voltage jumping back and forward all the time between different cells. Yeah, we are back to 14 millivolt deviation now. That's alright, we don't want to wait for this at the moment. This was just to prove you can use this JK BMS with a 4S configuration, and you can do exactly the same with an 8S configuration as well. You just need to connect 4 more of your balance leads, the next 4 ones here, to battery number 5, 6, 7 and 8 as usually, and leave the other ones as they are unconnected, and have your booster for your BMS in between. Okay, so what we want to do is measure the amps here. This might be not very precise. Let's just see how much this balancer here pulls. This shows me 100 milliamps here, but I'm not sure if this is actually accurate. 100 milliamps it shows me into the balancer, which would be quite a lot. Is this getting warm now? Not at all, no. Okay, let's measure our 48 volt line and see how much we have there. Pull this through a couple of times here, which increases the accuracy. We've got 4 times now. We've got it 4 times through there. We've got 70, and we've got 70 milliamps, 80 milliamps going into the BMS, if this is correct. And we have to divide this by 4, because we've got 4 coils now through here. So could be around 20 milliamps now at the moment. But the balancer is active, so it may take more energy then as well. So, and instead of using one of these adjustable buck converters, boost converters here, you can actually get one of these ones here. I found on AliExpress for only $13 plus $12 shipping. Wow. Okay, that's probably $20, $25 here for this boost converter. But this one has a input of 12 to 24 volt. So it can be used for 4S or 8S configurations, and the output voltage is 52 volt. So this is ideal for our BMS here, and you don't need to worry about if this is a 12 volt or 24 volt battery. You can just use this boost converter for that. And let's see if we can see the specs here. That is, yeah, this one has again a no load current of smaller than 20 milliamps. Well, we have measured like 32 milliamps with the power supply before when we tested it. So, but still the one from AliExpress seems to be a little bit more efficient. But this is what you have to calculate in. You will have a 20 or 30 milliamp load on your battery all the time to supply your BMS with power if you are going for one of these BMSs here. But then again, if you go with these 280 ampere hour battery cells here, this is so much capacity, it doesn't make a big difference. But still, you need to consider your energy usage of your battery, of course, with such a BMS and such a setup with a booster. All right, guys, I think this concludes our testing for the JK BMS so far. I think I've done all the testing now, and we can probably disconnect everything and reconnect it once the battery is in the shelf, which you probably cannot see, or you can, yeah. Once our battery is installed in the shelf here, and then we are going to reconnect the JK BMS again the next time then. Until then, I have to figure out and tell you in the other video. There is some more. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your support here on the channel, for all your donations. They are very much appreciated. And I hope this video was useful for you, how to connect the JK BMS to a 4S battery, including using a boost converter. Until the next video, guys, stay charged, stay safe, and thank you again for watching. See you then. Bye-bye. And I will calibrate a SPAT now. Yeah, guys, finally we've got the t-shirts ready for you guys. This took forever. Well, we've got the official Off-Grid Garage Sunny Hot Australia logo now on the shirts. We've got them on these hats here as well. And of course, we have the official SPAT t-shirt now. Hey? Look at this. How good is this one here? Huh? We've got the solar panel here and the Oettinger beer can and a hand which is moving it across the panel. And we've got the shading here and solar panel alignment tool. SPAT. Yeah, and you get these designs on t-shirts and hoodies and sweaters and caps and hats and mugs, stickers, mouse pads, all kind of merch. The link is down in the description below. And there will be more awesome designs coming very soon. I've got some really special ones like these ones for you guys. They will be very unique and very funny. Well, you cannot buy these t-shirts anywhere else in the world, but only in the Off-Grid Garage merch shop.